Hey guys, Mallory here, and today we're going to be hanging out and recreating this fun look. Space buns, regular buns, whatever you want to call them. We're going to learn how to do it together today, so let's go ahead and get started. Here are some of the tools I'll be using today to create the look that I'm going for. First thing is a comb to section my hair into two subsections for my buns. The next is my mini Aveda paddle brush to distribute product through the hair or to also comb it into the areas that I'm going to be upstyling. I'm going to already take out the bobby pins that I'm going to need and any U-pins that I would like to use to help create this style. That way as I'm moving along, they're already accessible to me and they don't slow me down or tire out my arms when I'm trying to grab for something. I'm going to be accessorizing with this lovely red scarf, and I'll show you guys how I throw that in as well. The products I'm going to be using today are the Aveda dry shampoo to help take away some of this day-old hair that I have in my fringe and make it look nice and fresh. And then I haven't decided yet, and it'll depend on how my end result turns out, but I might need a lightweight hairspray, which would be the air control, or I might need a firm hold hairspray, which would be the control force. We're gonna see how well my hair behaves, and we'll go from there and use either product, but as you can see, I'm ready to go. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hair and we're gonna section it into two sections for the buns. Once we get it sectioned, I'm gonna take a rubber band and I'm going to pull this aside to ensure that it doesn't get into my style and create more work for me as I'm moving along. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to start taking this subsection and brushing it up and getting it nice and smooth in the back and just working that hair up for myself. Now, what I'm also going to do is start taking some pieces down that I want to live around my face, so that way I'm not pulling everything away from my face. Getting this nice and smooth, and as I'm doing that, I'm also pushing the bun forward because I have more length to spare in the back, and so it can come up further, then my hair in front can go back. Once I get this in, I'm going to start taking my hair and twisting it away from the middle part. As I'm also doing this, I'm seeing where my bun's going to end up living, which is about here. And then I'm also, as I'm twisting, I'm going to be taking the bun in that same direction. So I'm twisting this way and I'm wrapping this way. Twisting this way, wrapping this way. And as I'm also doing that, before I progress with my bun, I'm going to take a bobby pin and I'm going to take a little piece of the bun and a little piece of the base of my hair, and I'm going to basically cement this part down to the base. And this is how I start locking in my bun. So again, taking a piece of that base. If you go up too high, you're going to end up separating the bobby pin too much, and you're also going to have the bobby pin slide out faster. So you want to be sure as you're sliding it in, it stays pretty tight, so that way you're not having your buns fall out halfway through the day. So again, twisting and locking that bun in, and as I'm doing that too, you can feel whether it's tight or not. Sometimes it's just feeling around. Hair, sometimes you just gotta go with your gut and know that you can feel it. You don't always have to see what you're doing. And then I'm gonna put the ends. One of the greatest tips that I got was pin where you're holding. Always pin where you're holding. Come on, now see these little ends? I'm going to take a U-pin, and I'm going to just tuck these in. And what's great about these U-pins is you've already secured your look with your bobby pins, so therefore those U-pins are going to go in and they're going to interlock with those bobby pins that you've already placed. So this is the easy part. I kind of like it messy. I don't need it to be perfect. If anything pops out that's really bothering me, I will take these U-pins and I will take these hairs and lock them in. I might pull them out more just so that I can get more hair, more density into the U-pin, and then lock those guys in. Cool. Now here's the hard part. We gotta match this side to this side. So let's do it. Combing all the hair up, being sure to be conscious of where I'm combing so I don't end up grabbing this hair over here. Bring this hair back. And then also ensuring that whatever I pulled back on this side matches. So you can kind of see I have a nice clear parting in here in my fringe. Gotta get all this. And what I'm doing is I'm also combing, is I'm trying to ensure that I get close to where this bun is living as well. And then I have these hairs, so what I'll do is I'll start pulling down and seeing what looks pretty close. Yeah, cool, okay. Making sure everything's good. All right, now, trick is I have to do the same type of twisting I did on this side. So I twisted going outwards. On this side, I'm gonna be prone to wanting to twist the same direction, but what it ends up doing is it ends up creating unevenness in the way that this looks and this looks. So it's very important that you go the same outward direction as you did on this side. So I'm going outward, outward. Remember what I told you guys, you got to pin. Now what I'm also ensuring is that I'm still somewhat symmetrical to this side. Matching, I'm telling you, it's the hardest part. All right, getting the base of the bun locked in, twisting and pinning as I'm going, twisting and pinning as I'm going. You can probably see my concentrating face as I'm trying to get the bobby pins open too. All right, twist and pin. They're looking pretty good, yeah. You know what, guys? If they're not perfect, they're not perfect. We aren't robots, we're human beings, right? We gotta get them as close as possible. You gotta get to work. You don't want this to be one of those days where you're fighting your hair. Jacques agrees. Okay, so for anything that, again, looks out of place, I'm gonna use these U-pins to take the hair and just lock it into those bobby pins. Whew. I'm pretty content with this. Okay, cool. So now I need my fringe to look a little fresher. I'm gonna take a little bit of that dry shampoo. Remember, we're shaking and puffing, shaking and puffing. So I'm gonna shake. Puffing, getting it in. Notice how I really work it into my hair. Gotta get these guys. It's really at the base, because if the ends are shiny, that's good. You'll notice that I'm going a lot softer around here because the hair's finer and it'll absorb it faster. Not only that, I don't want to get too much of this white base powder saturating my roots. Okay, cool, nice. All right, let's move on to the final step, which is the accessory, the scarf. Now we're gonna fold the scarf. We're going to take corner to corner, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll this corner in, roll it in, roll it in, roll it in. And then that way it's not fighting me or wanting to unroll itself. We have now rolled our scarf and we're gonna put it into our hair. So no ends are exposed. I'm gonna place it in the back of my head and make sure that it's even. This is also gonna help get any of those pesky hairs that fell out, those baby hairs. I'm going to come up here, tie it in a slight little knot, make sure that it's tight enough but not uncomfortable. You know when you get halfway through doing this and then like 30 minutes later, you're like, this is way too tight. We wanna make sure that we can live in this cute style all day. Now there's a couple things you could do. You could leave it like this, or I like to twist it and tuck it underneath. I go the opposite direction, it's actually popping out to ensure that it has a little bit more tension to hang in. There we go. In. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, let's do a little bit of air control. I feel like everything's hanging in there real well. So, gonna fluff these bad boys up. Boop. might just tuck this guy in. See, nothing's ever done. You pin, take it, pin it into the base. All right, guys, you now know how to do some cute little space buns, regular buns, whatever you want to call them. We don't have to put a name on them. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.